what's the difference between a polliwog and a tadpole?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Can't remember from first grade.
This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. And to be honest, I never knew the difference between a tadpole and a polliwog. Then, this week, I popped into summer camp at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association at Pickerel Pond in Milford. I learned a lot, and most of it was stuff I should have learned 50 years ago. Today, we'll join in with the activities to help recognize the 10th anniversary of this camp and find out what the kids are up to. It is brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Dice Arts, EBS, and Supercuts in Bangor, Brewer, and Old Town. This is my third trip out to Pickerel Pond. I got a tour and put it on the air during last year's summer camp. Then I returned for Family Ice Fishing Day last winter. Today, it's about time I actually learned something. So I'll be paying close attention as this group of 60 preteens learns archery, canoe rescue, and team building. It's day one of a 5-day camp. Many of the kids are returning, many are brand new. These camps have grown so popular that every slot is filled this summer.
My favorite part about summer camp is that we get to have fun.
This is my first time here, and I've only done one activity, so archery was the most fun, because I've only done one
Because you've only done archery,
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
So far only archery, because I've never been here before.
Yeah. Did you want to come before and you never got a chance to, or what?
No, I didn't even know about it before.
How'd you find out?
My dad signed us up for
Oh,
it.
excellent.
Friends.
Yeah.
Simon.
Oh, Simon told us?
Yeah.
All right, what's your least favorite part? Who has an answer to that?
My least favorite part is...
Cameron, what's your least favorite part?
Waiting around for your turn.
Waiting around for your turn?
Yeah. My least favorite part is archery, because I've only done archery. So.
My least favorite part is waiting around and doing the bus ride.
The bus ride? You don't like the bus ride?
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
I love the bus ride.
My least favorite part is the high humidity, sun right overhead, no clouds, and no wind.
Mm-hmm. How many people are wearing sunscreen?
Me.
Everybody. Everybody's wearing sunscreen.
Yeah.
All right.
I really like fishing and doing all the water activities.
Mm-hmm. Aaron?
I'm excited about trying the boat flipping.
Oh, yeah. When I was your age, I used to flip boats all the time. It's what we did for fun. We'd take a canoe out there and we'd swim around like crazy.
Flip someone else's boat.
I did that too.
That's fun.
Yeah, Levi?
Capsizing.
Playing with the water, because I'm so hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like water
My
activities
least favorite
too.
part is the bugs and the horsefly.
It's the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association, but everyone calls it MIFGA for short. MIFGA exposes kids to a lot of outdoor activities. It's fun for the kids, of course, and it's great for the parents who don't want their kids growing up to be couch potatoes. Now that I've seen this several times, I've gotten to witness some of the fishing, the fly tying, the fly casting, firearm and hunter safety, archery, map and compass, outdoor survival skills. They do wood burning, camp cookery, outdoor camping skills, knots, knot tying. They'll even get some search and rescue demonstrations out here with dogs and everything. The first activity this morning is archery. Tyler is putting the kids through their paces, and even before they get to touch a bow, we've got to go over all the safety stuff again.
Alright guys, let's go. Any of you guys here last year?
I was.
Any of you guys remember any of the archery safety things to remember?
Yes.
Some of the safety techniques and some of what not to do. What's your name?
Juliana.
Juliana? Alright, what you got?
Always have the arrow pointing down range.
Always keep the arrow down range, yep, good job. Awesome, yep. We're going to have a firing line set up for you guys. You're going to have a firing line, you're going to have a waiting line, okay? Everybody who's not shooting, I'll keep you underneath the tent over there behind the waiting line. Sir?
Don't twirl around and then close your eyes and shoot.
No, close your eyes, then drown, and then shoot.
Right, you don't want to shoot while you're dizzy, that's not a good thing. How about, yes sir?
Never pointed at anyone.
That's right, never point at anybody, don't shoot anybody. Basically, keep it down range at all times, yes.
Never shoot while intoxicated.
Oh my god.
I don't think I have anything like that to worry about here, but yes, that's right. How about, you guys remember anything about nocking your arrows? There's going to be a little white piece that you guys are going to see on your string, okay? I'm going to tell you that there are 2 colors of fletching on your arrow, okay? The little feather parts. There's going to be 2 colors. The odd color is going to be facing away from your bow, okay? Because you're going to have two of them. They're on the back side that aren't going to scrape against your bow, but the other one is right directly on the side of the arrow. So if you had it on backwards, you're going to scrape your bow when you go to shoot.
It matters which way you knock your arrow?
So you don't want that.
No wonder I can never hit anything.
What's that little plastic piece that's sticking out of your bow that your arrow is supposed to go onto? Anybody remember? Okay, that's your arrow rest. All right, that's what you're going to have your bow on. So what I'm going to have you do when you guys go down there.
When I was that age, our bows didn't even have arrow rests. Apparently, I was always shooting tired arrows.
It's very important that you don't dry fire. Okay, now what dry fire is, if you pull your bow back like you're going to shoot it and you let go of it without an arrow, okay, that's dry fire. It's very dangerous and it's very bad for your bow. Okay, because it weakens the wheels that are on top and the bottom of the bow, and it also weakens the string. Okay, so if that happens too many times, the string is going to snap. Okay, and it's very dangerous. Okay, so that's one of the most important things, aside from shooting somebody. So, does anybody know their eye dominance? Because it's very important to know. Alright, you guys remember from last year? Positive. Alright, so, awesome. For those of you guys that don't know your eye dominance, I'm going to have to ask you to stack your hands just like this, okay? One on top of the other, making a little hole between your thumbs. Okay, and bring it right down in front of you. Alright, right down in front, buddy. Aaron, there you go. Alright, now I'm going to ask you guys, when I say to, bring them straight out in front of you, okay? And look at my nose through the hole, okay? And keep it there, so that way I can tell. Alright, so start right down here. Okay, go. Bring it right up to your nose, right up, look at my nose. Okay, now remember what I tell you. Look at my nose through your hole. Okay, bring it right out in front of you and look at my nose. You guys remember your eye dominance? You know your eye dominance?
I think I'm right.
So your right eye.
So I did it. I cupped my hands, made a little hole around my thumbs, and looked at a fixed object. I am left eye dominant, which means that when I'm sighting a target, I'm focusing through my left eye while my right eye is just helping with perspective. As far as I can tell, being left or right-handed doesn't make any difference when it comes to your eye dominance.
So that means I close my right eye?
No, in archery, it's good to keep both of your eyes open. It's hard to explain and it's hard to understand as well, but my uncle, he owns the archery shop downtown, and he told me that it has to do with how your eyes are focused on your target. Because one eye's looking directly above your arrow, and the other one's out to the side. So you can kind of angle up the trajectory. It's a whole lot of stuff that's hard to explain. Okay. Now when you guys are pulling your bow back, there are two things to remember. When you're pulling it back, what we call the anchor point, okay, is you pull it back, and what we told you guys last year, your middle finger here, you're going to have 3 fingers on your string. You're going to have 2 underneath your arrow and 1 on top of your arrow, okay? And when you pull it back, you want your middle finger here, what we call hooking your fish, right? Because you're going to make a little hook when you're pulling your string back, right? And the second thing is when you have your arm extended out to hold your bow, you want to keep that arm slightly bent, okay, to prevent the string hitting your arm. Okay, because if you keep doing that, it's going to bruise and it's not going to feel too good, okay? So you guys good now?
Yep.
Alright, well since you guys are already up front, there's 5 of you, so one of you guys can have to sit out and then shoot when everybody's done. Okay?
Do you feel any better by the next day?
Yes, cool.
That's good.
Alright, now do we have any lefties in this group? 2 lefties?
That's what I was doing last night.
Awesome.
I feel a lot better today though.
Alright guys, go ahead, step up forward you guys to your bow.
I would imagine. Old fashioned.
Yeah. Okay, so, are you a righty? You're a righty? I saw you left eye dominant though.
I'm glad we're here first.
Have you shot right eye before? You shoot right eye dominant ever? Or you never shot before?
I shot once before.
Okay, were you here?
Yeah, he's been here.
Okay. Now, you said you're a lefty?
Yeah, I'm a lefty.
You both lefties?
So this is cool. Mifka has a bunch of compound bows for the kids. Some are for lefties, some for righties. Each can be adjusted so that each kid has just the amount of draw strength that they can handle properly.
Go and grab your bows, guys.
I'm gonna miss the target.
Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is at the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association summer camp, where 60 kids from 8 to 11 years old are learning outdoor skills right now. In a moment, we'll step up to the firing line and see if we can hit the archery target with these fancy bows, and we'll answer the question, who is better at this, the boys or the girls? This is Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Today's show has been taken over by kids again. Even for those of us who aren't raising kids right now, it's good to know the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association exists. The seed was planted about 15 years ago and blossomed quickly. A place where kids could learn about the outdoors and carry on Maine's outdoor traditions. A lot of us were getting pretty worried that electronic devices and organized soccer practices were killing off the newest generation's interest in hunting, fishing, camping, canoeing, and all the things we grew up doing. MIFGA stepped up to the plate, and now kids from all over this part of Penobscot County are getting a taste for it, and they're loving it. This summer, every slot and every summer camp is full. I visited this week, and as we went to break, these kids 8 to 11 years old were just stepping in front of the archery targets, ready to let the arrows fly. But not before Tyler tells them exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
This part, you're just going to test pull your bow, okay? So you can grab it with all your fingers. And don't let go of it when you pull it back. Pull it back as far as you can like you're going to shoot, okay? But don't let go. Remember to hook your fish, okay?
Hook your fish. It's a term Tyler uses over and over. It means that you draw the string back to your cheek as if your primary gripping finger is going to hook your lip. You don't want to go past your ear because, of course, you could catch your ear. You want to keep your arm slightly bent so the string doesn't rake your arm. You want to keep your elbow out, and you want to keep your shoulders on the line of the target.
One white, with the white one facing outwards, okay? Can I have everybody's attention for a second?
Yeah, right. These kids are 8 to 11. Getting attention is challenging.
Hey guys, under the tent.
3 fingers underneath.
All right.
Yeah, he's standing
now, I'm just going to show you a little demonstration of your arrow, okay? Everybody see this white piece on the end? Mm-hmm. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay, this is your knock. When I say to knock your arrow, this part goes on your string, okay? These little plastic veins here, they're fletchings. Usually they're feathers. They can be plastic like this, okay? There's all kinds of different ways they can do it. Okay? This longer part, the blue part here, is the shaft of your arrow, and the end here is the tip, okay? This is the part that shoots into your target, as I'm sure you know. Okay, now when you're knocking your arrow onto your string, you want this part here away from your bow, okay? So you want it pointing out. And these two here up against it.
This is getting a little technical.
All right, gentlemen. You guys all have your arrows knocked correctly?
Am I doing it right? Have all your fingers below.
Nope. You want to have you have 3 fingers, okay, on your string. You want 2 of them underneath your arrow, okay, and then 1 of them above. Okay, everybody got that? All right. Go ahead and fire when ready, gentlemen. When you're shooting, if you're right eye dominant, you want your left shoulder facing your target, okay? So you want to be turned. You want to be sideways. Okay? And for you guys that are left eye dominant, you're going to be using your left eye, so you want to be facing your target with your right shoulder. All right, guys, go ahead and knock your second arrow just like you did before. All right, guys, once you have your second arrow knocked, go ahead and fire when ready. Remember to have 3 fingers on the string.
Whoa. Knocked it out. Too high.
Here, it might be helpful for you. If you grabbed your bow and you laid it sideways like this, and then brought it over. There you go. That way it's always resting on your bow and makes it a little bit easier for you. Now, as you notice, your arrows are bouncing off the target, but it's okay, okay? These targets are tough, they're newer, so they're not really weak enough for arrows to stick through them just yet. Nice shot, buddy. All right, guys, just a second. Don't go too far ahead on me now.
4 boys, 4 shots, 4 misses. Some arrows hit the bag but bounce off. These bows aren't strong and these arrows aren't sharp. Safety first.
It's gonna annoy me the whole time.
Remember, you are fletching out, right? Under your white piece. On your rest, awesome. Yeah, this is a little
Can
bit
we
tricky.
fire?
Yep, go ahead and fire when ready.
Ooh, that was a bad shot.
He almost got it.
Oh, no, he did.
The next round starts to hit home. So after they've finished their round of 5 arrows, let's check in.
All right, so what's your name?
Cameron. Caden.
Aaron, Levi.
All right, so what did you learn? You just fired 5 arrows.
Well, we learned to knock our arrows correctly and to shoot the target, and how we tell how our right hand, how to tell which eye dominant we are.
Who was left-eyed? Left-eye dominant.
Left-eye dominant, but I'm right-handed.
Yeah,
I'm left-eye dominant and left-handed, but I'm right.
Yeah, and I got the hang of it pretty easy because I did this camp last year, so.
Yeah, you look like you'd done it before.
Yeah.
So what was the hardest part?
Well, it's kind of hard pulling the bow back without like only using your 3 fingers because you're always using your whole hand. So when you pull back, you have to use your strength within you and then shoot.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty hard getting it on target, but I managed to get all 5 on.
Yeah, you hit it all 5 times, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was also hard.
I hit it all 5 times, but 3 of them bounced off.
It was also hard to pull it back hard enough so that it wouldn't bounce off and so that it wouldn't wobble to shoot off target.
Yeah, that's the problem. The more you pull it back, the more it wobbles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't pull it back far enough, it won't stick.
Yeah. And you
Your
have to put it like a
vibrate
fish hook, so.
Mm-hmm, exactly. It also looked like it was a little bit difficult to hold the arrow steady once you've got it resting on the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it starts to wander off a little bit just as you're ready to shoot.
Yeah. Like when I'm ready to shoot it, like jumps off the
And that's
arrow
why
rest.
a couple of mine hit the white part because it wobbles off.
Who had their first turn ever doing this today?
I've done archery before, but it's my first year ever doing this camp.
Anyone ever make their own bow? Cut a sapling out in the woods and put some string on it?
Sort of. Except it doesn't really work.
No, I know it.
It just goes about 5 feet.
All right, ladies, go ahead and fire when ready. Remember to hook your fish, okay? Bring it all the way back.
It's the girls' turn.
Okay. Good shot, guys. That was hard. That's better than hitting the bottom of the target. Yeah. All right, ladies, go ahead and knock your next arrow.
I did that one.
Same way as the first 2. Odd fletching out on the rest and underneath the white piece. Remember to pull all the way back and hook your fish. Slightly bend your elbow so you don't hit it.
Yep. Spread your legs a little bit.
I think I said you did.
So you don't tip over.
Want to slightly bend your elbow for me?
Nice.
Just so you know. Don't worry, ladies. When I started shooting, I kept hitting my arm every time. I had a bruise every time I shot, and I learned very quickly to bend my elbow. So it's a lesson you guys will learn fairly quickly. Go ahead, ladies. Fire when ready.
Oh, okay. Steady. Stick it in. And then bring it back up.
You guys are making it look easy.
Yeah, they are. The girls are out shooting the boys. After they're done their round of 5 arrows, let's find out why.
I'm Rachel.
Rachel?
Juliana.
Kendra.
Alexa.
Now, some of you guys have done this before. You're kidding. Kendra, you have never shot before?
Well, I have shot, yes.
Because you were hitting the target like right dead center much of the time. Well, you know what I learned is you guys were better than the boys were.
Girls are better. It's natural.
Girls are better? Yeah, you
Girls
think?
are always better.
Yeah,
It's girl power.
Obviously, I mean, your arrows were sticking. You were hitting the yellow. I mean, you guys were good. And the boys were all watching, saying, "Wow." So girls are better shots, I think. At least that's what I saw. What was the hardest thing about shooting?
Not hitting your arm.
Not hitting your arm. Yep.
That used to happen a lot. I used to be like, "How?"
Now, do you have to think about every step, or are you getting so natural at it that you just automatically put the arrow up where it's supposed to go?
I've done it for a long time, so then it's just easy. I don't have to be like, this goes here. And, yeah.
Because the boys, they were all doing this goes here. They were struggling.
Some of them were missing. The whole...
Oh, yeah.
I was hitting it, but the first one went too low and it bounced back.
Yeah, I have that.
And luckily it didn't hit me.
I'm getting it.
So is this girl power?
No, it's called the
Girl power.
Okay, cool.
And some people agree, including some of the boys, agree that girls are better shots than the guys.
I think you should go tell the boys that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's go tell them.
Okay. Hey guys, do you all agree that girls are better shots than the boys? Well, in accuracy, yes, but in strength, in pulling back the string and shooting fast, no.
Well, what's more important, accuracy or strength?
Accuracy. Accuracy. Yeah,
So what did you learn from the girls?
That you need more accuracy to be able to be a good shooter.
Today's episode of Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine is coming to you from the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association Summer Camp at Pickerel Pond in Milford. MIFGA operates summer camps for kids age 8 to 15, most of whom reside in Penobscot, Piscataquis, and Hancock counties. It's a 5-day day camp for youths aged 8 to 11 and a combination 5-day overnight day camp for youths aged 12 to 15. The weekly cost of camp is deliberately kept affordable because it has the backing of the entire local community. Lots of donations, contributions, and volunteer time, all dedicated to giving kids the same experiences we got while growing up. No child is denied an opportunity to participate because of financial need. Scholarships are available for those campers requiring financial support. Coming up, we finally find out what the difference is between a tadpole and a polliwog. And we'll get some kids a little wet. Okay, very wet. This is Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. Saturday mornings at 9, Sunday mornings at 8 on Sports Radio 92.9, The Ticket. Today's show is coming to you from the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association on Pickerel Pond in Milford. Well, technically just east of Milford, out the Stud Mill Road. It's summer camp, and kids 8 to 11 are learning archery and canoe safety this morning. They'll be learning other stuff later on this week. We will head to the water and get ready to launch some canoes and kayaks.
So the really cool thing about Jim is he's not going to yell at you, but the really big thing is you got to listen to him then, because if he says something, you're going to miss it, okay? So you really need to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm not really loud, so you guys have to listen. This is the foundation for the rest of your week. This is where you learn what's expected of you, because the boats and the pond are here for you to use all week, and you don't want to have to listen to this over and over and over again. How many of you guys are new this year? Okay, then most of you guys have been here before, right? What's the number one expectation whenever you're using a boat here at camp during your stay?
Wear a life jacket.
Proper fitting life jacket?
Yeah.
That's really what we're here to talk about, is to wear proper fitting life jackets anytime you're on the water here at camp. And I would add, anytime you're on the water, even at your camp, to wear a life jacket. I need a volunteer. Sure, you can, young lady. We say proper fitting life jackets. This is a life jacket, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Would you put that on? Does this look like it's a proper fitting life jacket? Would you zip it up? This would be the size that I might wear. Matter of fact, that's mine. What happens far too often is you get into a boat and somebody says, here, just put this one on. If she falls in the water, what's going to happen?
She's going to go up over her head.
The life jacket can come off just like that. Worse off is if the life jacket's halfway off, the life jacket's up here, where's her nose?
Underwater.
Underwater. What's the life jacket's job?
To keep you above water.
Keep your nose above water, right? So you can breathe.
If you enjoy complete chaos, try launching 15 kids in boats all at once.
Step in the center always.
Right off the bat, one youngster climbs into the wrong seat facing backwards in the canoe.
You're actually in the front, so you would want to actually spin around. Because she's in the back. Spin right around, face me.
So since both ends are pointed, how do you tell which is the front end and which is the back?
I have no clue.
Because she's closer to the back. So she's like steering, and you're the engine.
Okay, hold on.
This isn't going well.
Hold on. Hold on for what?
I'm turning.
Oh, but no, go backwards. You got reversing them arms, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. Back it up. I want to hear that alarm. Beep, beep, beep. See, good job. Even with the ground helping you. Awesome. Work together as a team.
Oh no.
Talk to each other. All right, now go forward.
All the presenters are volunteers, and they're always looking for more. It's because so many people help that the cost is kept way low, just $100 a week for the day camp. Applications are online at maineyouthfishandgame.org. They've got to be in by May each year, but really get them in as early as possible because these days all the camps fill up quickly. This is the second camp. Last week, kids 12 to 15 took over Pickerel Pond for 5 days, including a couple of sleepover nights. Okay, the kids are now all offshore in the boats, and the canoe rescue training begins.
So look what they're doing. They're going to the back of the boat. Look, they're going to sit on it. They're going to push down so that it can be pushed up onto Jim's boat.
One boat is deliberately capsized, and 2 kids are in the water. It's a T-rescue. Jim, the guide, paddles over, grabs one end of the canoe, and drags it up over his own, emptying the water. The girls help from the back, swimming over to push from behind. Jim and the partners have to steady the boat for each other so they can both get back in. In one of the adjacent kayaks, there's a little bit of panic. There's a Daddy Longlegs in the boat, and she's paddling back to shore as quickly as her 8-year-old arms will take her.
Guys, are you paying attention?
legs in my boat and I came to get it out. And I hate them.
So you're a spider-phobe? Arachnophobic? Yeah, I'm kind of arachnophobic myself. Oh, he's just a little thing.
He's huge.
No, don't kill him. Just find a way how to keep...
I can't.
Just try to find a way how to get him onto the paddle and get him out of the boat.
You might recognize that voice. Vanessa Koch is summer camp director. Andy is her 10-year-old son, and he's a veteran of this camp. I had him on last year. Last winter, he was my co-host from the Ice Fishing Family Fun Day out here at Pickerel Pond. Andy has never met a microphone he didn't like. So when one of the counselors in training walks by, Andy grabs mine.
Hello, Adam Reagan.
Hi there.
Okay, would you care to tell us about camp and the things you do out here?
Sure, I'm a CIT for Luke's group. So I walk around with Luke and I help him with stuff, and I get to meet all the campers, and it's a lot of fun. So today we are going on a scavenger hunt, and we're catching frogs, and I think we're going to do some boating safety later. So I'm going to help with all that, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, what's the difference between a polliwog and a tadpole?
Smaller than pollywogs.
So tadpoles are much smaller?
At what point do they become pollywogs?
When they start to grow tiny little feet and they're big.
So a tadpole doesn't have feet, but a pollywog does. Now, do you even know what kind of frog that's going to be?
Pollywogs turn into bullfrogs.
Are you sure? Because there can be other breeds of pollywogs that turn into other breeds of frogs.
Yeah. Could be leopard frogs out here, mink frogs, green frogs.
These kinds turn into bullfrogs.
How do you know? Who told you?
You can tell by their spots.
You can tell by the spots?
There's a little dot.
The Maine Youth Fishing Game Association was just a brainstorm in 2000. Matt Dunlap is now Maine Secretary of State. Back then he was a legislator and was House Chair of the Inland Fisheries and Wildlife Committee. 15 years ago, people were still talking about the old Canoe City Fish and Game Club that used to exist back when Old Town had shoe and woolen mills, right up until the early 70s. Matt started the ball rolling, but lots of people kept it rolling. There was a meeting at the Old Town Library that summer. A lot of people came. The idea got everybody's attention. Maine Game Warden Dave Georgia gets credit for the idea that this should be a youth club. By the following year, the organization was incorporated as a nonprofit, and work began on where this whole thing was going to appear on the map. Negotiations with International Paper at the time led to the Pickerel Pond site I am now standing in. Northern Log Homes donated materials for the original clubhouse, and here it is. We're into 10 years of summer camp. There are ice fishing days, an annual auction, and other outdoor experiences and trainings. Plus, this pond is stocked with brook trout, and it's kids-only fishing. So the whole idea is really capture the attention of the area, and summer camp just keeps getting more and more popular. Coming up, a team-building game, back to the archery range, a scavenger hunt, sort of, and the aftermath of Canoe Rescue 101. This is about getting kids into the outdoors. So shut off all your electronic devices except your radio. You're listening to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine, coming to you from the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association Summer Camp on Pickerel Pond, east of Milford. This is Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. This is Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket with Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. Today's show is taking place at the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association on Pickerel Pond, east of Milford, out the Stud Mill Road. It's summer camp, the second week, which is for boys and girls 8 to 11 years old. The association's mission statement explains it all. Quote, "Our mission is to share with our children in the beauty and bounty of nature in all its works, to teach the ways of wildlife, to promote conservation, the importance of habitat, and the joys of discovery to be found in the woods, waters, and the skies of Maine." In a way, that's all pretty ironic in this spot, because Pickerel Pond used to be known for its wild parties. At last winter's ice fishing day, Secretary of State Matt Dunlap explained it to me, and my sidekick Andy Koch. Now, is this the only pond in the state that's limited to fishing under 16 years old?
No, there's a number that are, and there are sections of like the Aroostook River, for example, that are limited to kids-only fishing. It's a special designation, and this is a great pond. It's 11 acres, and it was designated kids-only fishing long before there was a youth club here. And part of that was to try to change the party culture that was going on there. You know, when I was in college, this is where they used to have Chicken Fest. And it was a massive 3-day debauch that would go on every year. And International Paper was trying to like clean this up. So they asked the state to make it kids-only fishing. It was a total disaster because people bring out their kids out here to fish and there'd be a big party going on, you know. So when International Paper heard about us, they contacted Dave Georgian and said, "Hey, do we have a deal for you?"
Okay, back to the action at summer camp and back to the archery range. When we last checked in, the girls were out shooting the boys. Maybe because they're paying more attention. Just pulling back the bowstring is pretty technical.
Okay, now you see how you have 3 creases on your fingers? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you want to use these top ones. Try using those top ones there. Because when you're pulling it back and you're using these ones, your fingers curve around the string, twisting it up a little bit. Let's make your arrow go up your rest.
One young lady's arrow keeps falling a little short.
Now it's just your bow. Oops, sorry guys. Yep, you're good. Yeah, knock it out. When you're pulling it back, where your bow's a little bit weaker than the others, you might need to aim just a little bit higher on your target. Alright? Awesome. Alright guys, good. Knock your arrows finally. Oh, yep, you're good. Fire when ready.
The girls shoot, the boys watch.
Oh, bullseye again. Oh.
Alright ladies, go ahead and fire when ready. Remember to hook your fish, right? And slightly bend your elbow so you don't hit your arm with the string. Good job. Wow. Okay. Okay ladies, you guys all set with your knocks and stuff? Awesome, underneath your white piece. Remember to keep it down right, okay? Fire when ready. Remember to slightly bend your elbow and hook your fish, okay? There you go.
Hook your fish. Pull that string back to your lip. Right, steady and fire.
All set. Go ahead and fire when ready. Remember, nice and straight out. Hook your fish. Hook your fish. Remember, you like middle finger or pointer finger. All right. There we go. Now it might work a little better for you.
You got a bullseye.
Good job.
Good job.
Keep hitting your arm.
Well, just a tiny bit.
You
you got like a bullseye. Just barely.
Do that like this.
Good job.
Straight back to your mouth.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do a scavenger hunt.
I catch 7 frogs before.
I caught a screaming frog.
We have an odd amount. Right now we have an even amount. Can you guys buddy up? Just 2 people per group.
Cheer.
It's really not gonna matter.
Okay, this is like herding cats. Just getting 15 kids to buddy up is challenging, especially when that's an
Who was here
odd
last
number.
year into the scavenger hunt? Okay, so there's a couple things that you're gonna have to find, and you need to bring them to me. I want to see them. Okay? So I'm gonna give you your first thing. We're not gonna go on the waterfront until all the boats are in the water. Okay, so we can stay out of their way. Plus Jim's giving them instructions. So let's see. We can walk all the way around the pond to find these things. We don't have to stay just right here. Okay, so let's start walking this way, and then I'll give you guys.
There are lots of things the kids are supposed to go find, but what they really want to do is go catch frogs.
We were going to go on a scavenger hunt, but instead we went on a hike, and then we caught frogs after that.
So I'm asking everybody, what's the difference between a tadpole and a polliwog?
Tadpole and a polliwog. Polliwog has the arms and legs.
Yeah. Okay, that's what everyone says.
Ready? Everyone who knows how to sing the song, sing, okay? Ready? 3. 1, 2, 3. Clap, diddly-o-so, clap, 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 singing Salarica, Rica, 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 galore, 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 galore. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're out. You're out. Wait, ready? So circle gets smaller. Yeah.
Games are fun, but they can also be team-building exercises.
Do I have to sing it?
You don't have to sing. We'll sing for you.
Stop it!
3.
I don't want to sing if I start.
Wait, 3, 2, 1.
Clap, diddly-o-so.
The kids sit in a circle touching hands, and as they sing, they slap hands around the ring. When they get to 4, whoever gets slapped is out. Unless they pull their hand back just in time, then the slapper is out.
3, 4.
Now I get to scoot. Now I get to scoot over.
Alright, you start.
And the game goes faster and faster, and the circle gets smaller and smaller.
Clap, Billy-o-so, clap, 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 singing Salarica, Rica, 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 galore, 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 galore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, whatever the heck your last name. Tyler.
I'm still watching.
Well, first of all, Alan Terrio, welcome to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine.
Thank you, Bob, for having me.
Yeah, Terrio, that's Polish, right? Seriously, are you an Aroostook County native?
Yeah, I grew up in Caribou, and
Before we continue, a sneak preview. I've just returned from a tour of sporting camps up in Aroostook County. You're going to be hearing about some of them over the rest of the summer. Okay. What is the history of Eagle Lake Sporting Camp? Because if I remember right, this is over 100 years old.
it's a fantastic. It's a great story. We date back to 1889, and what
Jeez.
Yeah.
1889.
That's right.
You know, I point to some of the sporting camps around Maine and say, that's 100 years old, and this one's even older.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah.
I'm told that it was built mainly because of the salmon fishing on the thoroughfare just adjacent to us.
Mm-hmm.
A shipping tycoon from New York came up here and put up a couple cabins and then added to it. And
well, all of Maine knows John Martin as the state's most beloved state legislator.
Yeah, believe that. You believe anything.
How many people know you actually own a sporting camp, though?
Actually, not very many.
No.
There may be a few who've been here. A number of legislators have actually been here over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And there are very few people, even in this area. Most people don't come fishing here, even those in Aroostook County. This has got some of the best fishing there is in northern Maine, but there are lakes all over northern Maine.
That's just it.
And so they're next to a lake, so they don't need to come here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really a great spot for people.
It's a warm day out here at Pickerel Pond, home of the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association. There's no wind yet this morning, and except for a few moose flies, there are no mosquitoes or black flies either. This summer camp is so different from the camps most of us attended when we were kids. Back then, I learned to make stuff from glue and popsicle sticks, maybe some finger paints. These kids are learning outdoor skills, and in some cases, much more about life. You know that young lady who was leading the scavenger hunt a few minutes ago? Her name is Brooke. She's a counselor now. But 10 years ago, she was one of these kids. And it was at this very summer camp that she made friends with a boy. And 10 years later, they're engaged. Today, we're learning archery, team building, and canoe rescue. Which reminds me, when we were last over at the pond, they were out in the water overturning canoes and saving each other with T-rescues and other techniques. I think I'll head back over there, and I'll meet you on the shoreline in just a couple of minutes. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine on Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket. Welcome back to Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine. I'm at Pickerel Pond, home of the Maine Youth Fish and Game Association. It's out the Stud Mill Road east of Milford. Most of July is taken up with summer camp for kids. I'm out here on day 1 of week 2. The last week of the month, Dirigo Search and Rescue will be out here, which is a good reminder that this facility can be booked by other groups. The primary use of the facility is to encourage youth and their families to explore and enjoy the outdoors and enjoy traditional activities. But it's available to other community groups and military groups. University of Maine and College of the Atlantic students have been allowed access to the area and even used the youth club equipment. Jim Redding is the guy to contact. He's a Milford resident. But best bet is to get all the immediate information you need about the association and the facility online at maineyouthfishandgame.org. maineyouthfishandgame.org. Now then, we've got some kids just coming ashore after their canoe training. Most of the kids are out of there in kayaks, which are mostly Old Town Otter kayaks. Some of the kids are in canoes. That's what they're training in. It's getting hot, so these kids have been in no rush to get out of the water. But when they do, they're ready to talk.
I'm Brooklyn. I'm Ellie.
Okay, now what did you do out there?
Well, we had to do rescue and flipping, and we actually volunteered to go first. So we flipped, and the guy had to take our canoe on, and it was
like a T-rescue?
Yeah, T, and then we went to an X,
and
then he flipped it over, and we had to get back in.
And how many times did you do it?
Well, we tried to do. We flipped about the second time. We flipped 2 times, and Then
several times she jumped out, so the
so the canoe didn't flip. So and then we had a hard time getting in.
Yeah. Do you think these are easy to tip over or hard?
What, the kayaks?
Yeah, the kayaks.
The kayaks
hard.
She
didn't do it.
hard.
I did.
Yeah.
They're littler and hard, and it's hard for the people to
I
rescue.
think so. I think those Old Town otters and loons are actually pretty hard to flip over.
Yeah.
When you flipped over, then somebody would come over and help you back in, or did you have to find your own way in?
Oh, well, someone would help you because someone would take the end, and then we would push the end down. Then they would make it an X and put it into their boat, and then they would flip the boat over.
Self-rescues, that's not what we do. We've been doing like...
And then we would put it into the... Then they would put it into the water, and we would...
climb in.
Climb in.
The whole time you're in the water, you worrying about bloodsuckers or anything?
No. But there is a very big fish that a lot of people...
Big Bob?
Big Bob. Her dad was searching for him.
Oh, is that right? How big is he?
I think about this big. Someone has
really
catched him, but
big.
he stays in the pond. He's like the mascot of it.
Is he a brook trout or what? Do you know what he is?
No.
No.
We think he's a brook trout.
Yeah.
That's what my dad said.
And he's bigger than the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at what point do you think you could teach other people how to do rescues?
Just when you flip over...
Don't jump like Ellie.
Yeah, don't jump. When you're under the boat, if you want to get out, hold on to the side, then swim under, lift your head under.
Yeah, and I was worried about getting my head stuck under, but there's going to be a breathing hole, and so you don't get your head stuck on the little edge part, you hold your hands.
Yeah, there's a big breathing hole to breathe in if you get your head underwater.
Now, there's no wind at all today, so
no,
there's
it's
absolutely
really
no
hot.
It's actually, the water's actually really nice. It feels good. It's cold just a little bit, though.
So what are all the things that can go wrong if you tip over out there?
The things that can go wrong.
I would worry about getting stuck underneath the kayak without the
And if your
breathing hole.
zipper, if your
No, that wouldn't happen.
yeah, I know, but if you have a life jacket on that doesn't zip and it's not tight enough for you, it could go over your head, and if you don't know how to swim, you could drown. Yeah.
That could happen.
Yeah.
Your paddle could float away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's
what happens when your paddle floats away.
You just
is
use your
you
hands.
have to use your hands.
Oh, sure, in a calm day, but what if it's windy?
If it's windy, then
good
you
point.
still use your point.
I don't
you
know.
still use your hands.
Well, the most important thing you have to do then is wear what?
Life
Your
jacket.
life jacket.
A nice fitting, properly one is what he's been teaching us.
Proper fitted life
Basically,
jacket.
this is a camp, and I love it, and it's very fun. I've been going for 3 years. This is her second. This is my third.
Yes.
And yeah, every year it's a new enjoyment, new memories, and it's
So you've done this before. What is your favorite activity of this camp?
frog catching.
Is that right? Frog catching.
Tadpole catching is one of mine because you have to actually run into the water and have to chase them almost around
Not
the shallow end.
Well, what's the difference between a polywog and a tadpole?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I can't remember from first grade. Polywogs have legs. Tadpoles don't.
Okay, so all these polywogs out here that have legs or developing legs, what kind of frog are they going to be?
Bullfrog.
Bullfrog?
It's really wild out there. Bloodsuckers and fish. And
Fun though. I bet kids from England would
Snapping
like
turtles?
Yeah.
I bet kids from England would like to come have an experience here because
It's
they don't
really nice.
They don't get the Maine weather like we do.
Right.
Lucky to live in Maine.
Yeah.
Any daddy long legs in there?
Nope. I'm done. Washed them all out.
So maybe that's the biggest surprise of my morning here at Pickerel Pond. The true enemy isn't mosquitoes or black flies or horse flies or leeches. It's not snakes or snapping turtles. It's the terror that comes when you strap on your life preserver, push a kayak down the beach and into the water, paddle out to the middle of Pickerel Pond, and then suddenly discover that there's a daddy long legs in the boat with you and there's nowhere you can run. Spiders, the real enemy. And actually, that gave me a chance to check out something I heard about daddy long legs when I was the same age as these camp kids. The rumor back then was that daddy long legs were some of the most venomous arachnids in the world, but their fangs were too short to penetrate human skin. So I looked it up. It's just a myth. They're not venomous and they don't even have fangs. They do have many natural enemies, especially shoes and rolled up newspapers. Well, that's it from the Maine Youth Fishing Game Association Summer Camp. If you know a kid who should be going to this and learning more about the outdoors and building traditional skills, if you've got a kid who needs to spend less time playing video games and more time casting a worm, plan ahead now. Summer camps happen in 2 groups for 8 and 11 years old and 12 to 15 years old. You really need to plan early because all the spaces fill up fast these days. Make a note on next year's calendar and get it done in the winter. And speaking of winter, you can also plan to bring the kids ice fishing during one of the scheduled family ice fishing days on Pickerel Pond next year. I may see you there. This is Bob Duchesne's Wild Maine, and it's brought to you by Hammond Lumber, Dice Arts, EBS, and Supercuts in Bangor, Brewer, and Old Town. Join me again every Saturday at 9, Sunday at 8, and online afterwards at 929theticket.com. This is Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.